Hello, this is 叫我小宾仔. I am currently level 90. It's not that high, but now my damage should be 590 billion. I'll show you the farming effect. Instead of testing the damage rating specially, when you see the ladder, you always say too much about that. Let's just take a look at the farming effect. If you are stuck at Timemark 7 now, or stuck at the lower level, you can imitate my strategies. If you're better than me now, you may not choose to imitate me. Just watch this video for fun. If there is anything worth learning, you may learn it. If you find this video helpful, remember to follow my channel. First, I'd like to say that this strategy causes a high damage of 590 billion. Sorry, just a slip of tongue. It's 59 million. Did I say billion just now? LOL, 500 billion is too much. This is Timemark 7. I won't show you the tested damage rating, since the hero is not used for doing that, and I don't want to say anything about that, so I'm going to show you its actual effect of farming. What I'm trying to say just now is that my strategy has a survival problem. It is true, so why am I still recording? Let me choose this and see. If there is still a problem of survival, there is a survival problem, that it has nothing to do with the damage. Since in the early stage, in my opinion, this hero should have a great ability of survival, so I didn't care much about her survival. I paid more attention to see how to create more damage, so that she can go to the high levels more quickly. Survival isn't that hard to gain. Raise armor DMG reduction, raise, block ratio. If you want to copy my BD, or if you want to learn something, just imitate my damage strategy. Fill up the survival by yourself. How to fill up, I'll tell you that later. Now there's also one quick sharing of BD. You see, the boss is easily killed. If you think this is feasible, leave a comment below. I'm not going to say too much. I'll just talk about a couple of important parts. Why I cause a great damage. How can I do it? First of all, hero trait, precise steamroll and whirlwind advance. Some of you may ask how to choose between these two. If you want to farm smoothly, choose whirlwind advance, so that you can restore murderous intent when an enemy enters the holy domain for the first time. When challenging the boss, you can use precise steamroll. It brings you a high single target damage. As to the last one, if you don't have enough survivability, like I just did, you're going to fail. I replace it with crush to add block ratio and improve upper limit. In fact, it doesn't seem to work. Brave advance below is the key. It brings extra 1% damage taken, while increasing physique. When you're farming mob, use this one. You can have 120% extra damage taken if you got 30 stacks. This can be useful when farming. A very nice trait. The way to match is up to you. You can use any hero relic you have. They're all normal. I'll share the speed with you, just copy it yourself. Here they are. You can also take a fix that brings extra damage reduction to offset the extra damage brought by Brave Advance. As to talent, I'm using God of War, Shadow Dancer and Ranger. Is there a better strategy? Maybe yes, but I'm using this one for now. The reason I choose Shadow Dancer is that it causes extra damage here, and here it brings 125% critical strike damage. The strategy I'm using now can cause great critical strike damage. It has reached 532%. It is also connected to my high damage. Also, you may choose Renan. Renan increases block, so that you may have a better survivability. It's up to you. I'm using this BD now. Just follow along. I'll share it later. For these, you just take what you have. They are all very common. Also, you can just simply copy my skills. I'm using these skills here because I have this belt. Pale, Mist's Embrace. The increase and decrease on skill radius is also applied to area damage for a certain percentage. For these skills, I choose one to increase skill radius and one to decrease. And both of these increase ailment damage. Since we have original added trauma damage, there will be a bonus of ailment damage. Increasing skill area damage while decreasing skill radius amount to increasing area damage. This is an area skill, so all aspects can be improved. So I just do like this. If you have a better strategy, you can use it yourself. As to the equipment, the most important equipment is this hammer. Last video I told you to equip one-handed hammer. The damage may not be that high with one-handed hammer. This two-handed hammer can increase 40% skill damage when Demolisher charge is stored. you can look for the suffix. I have paralysis on my hammer. This hammer is called Vanquisher Mallet. It is one of minions. Here you can see infliction of paralysis. What can you do with paralysis? In any situation, when inflicting paralysis, the skill immediately gain Demolisher charge. Actually, the skill is useful. You can equip Vanquisher Mallet. Increase damage, enhance physical damage, increase area damage. All of them will do. Demolisher charge is essential. The ring is not a must. It has no effect when you test the damage rating. It only increases damage when blocking. Or shall when every attack blocked recently. So when I reach a damage of 59 million, there's no credit for this ring. Therefore this ring is a bit expensive. It costs 15 flames. If you want it, you can buy it. These all increase stats normally. Ralph's engraving costs 1 flame. You may buy one. It adds further effect, so that we can cause critical strike almost every time. As long as you have more than 50 favor, you basically critical strike every time. When you basically critical strike all the time, your damage can fully cover your 500% attack critical strike damage. So the damage is high. As to the belt, you'd better buy Pale Mist's Embrace. It's not expensive. My belt is level 71. High level is not compulsory. It doesn't matter. Actually, we can't add too much energy now. We all choose equipments to enhance survival. Now my situation is, the reason of my low survival is that my value of every aspect is relatively low. If you have better conditions, change Ralph's engraving to one that can increase block ratio. All of these can be replaced. I'll share this. Right here, I've shared you this build code before. If you use this strategy, you can only run Timemark 7 slowly. But this one can really kill the boss of Timemark 7. You can use it as a reference on my basis. You can imitate this one. I will also share this build code. Search 小宾仔秒 K7. If you find this video helpful, remember to subscribe my channel. That is basically all. If you have any question, you can leave a comment below. The problem I have to solve now is to quickly pile up my survival first. After passing Timemark 7 stably, I'll improve the survivability. Enhance both damage and survival. In fact, I didn't envision the problem that the hero doesn't have a great ability at survival. As a result, the survivability is so bad that I have to pile up life now. Pile up life and life restoration. If you perform badly in the early stage, you can pile up life restoration per second. It can decrease your life loss in the early stage, because you equip yourself with Boost Rage. After casting, life is restored quickly. That's because I use this affix. Affix regenerates life per second. Rejuvenation. These are all for restoration. You can look for them. Go and complement survival effects. Using this strategy, the damage must not be low. Ring is optional. It's a little expensive. Others are cheap. Go and find this hammer. It is not expensive either. Let me add something here about the hammer. Both Vindicator Maul and Vanquisher Mallet are feasible. No matter which you choose, you just make sure it has this affix. The others continue to increase damage. Critical strike damage, and so on. Why I take Vindicator Maul? Because if in talent you choose this, 150% of the increase or decrease on knockback distance is also applied to attack and spell damage. It's also a great improvement. I got that hammer first to get Demolisher charge. If you fill these up, you may cause a higher damage. Shooting arrows also adds 50% knockback distance. You can try it on practice. Also, you can look for knockback distance to increase damage. In Divinity Slate, it is also a great improvement. Many of you say that you don't know how to refer BT. Here, one quick recommendation. After that, enter the build code here. It is visible for me. I don't know why you can't. I copied this one. You may enter it and have a try. If it works, then it's alright. Then you just imitate. If you find something better, you can adjust it according to yourself. It's not the best, but also not the worst. At least you can use it to fire Timemark 7. Anyway, just as a reference, the BT doesn't cost many flames. At most, it will cost you several flames. It doesn't matter if you can fire Timemark 7 at the expense of several flames. You can change it afterwards. Hold this over until we have a better strategy. If there is anyone who can't find the build code, you can search for 小兵仔秒K7, then you can get this one.